Hi everyone and welcome to a new Excel video. I'm Koshido and today I'm going to share with you my blight farming results. As you may know, I went for a blight farming strategy for the first few days of the league. My idea was to farm blight on maps to get some currency and then jump directly to the Uber blight. That was impossible because of the Arch Nemesis mod, so I decided to run some blighted maps and some blight on maps to gather some currency to respect to other farming strategies. And by doing that, I've gathered some data, and in this video I want to share it with you so you have an idea to what to expect by interacting with Blight. Let's start with Blighted maps. I was running tier 13 plus, which is required to drop the golden oil. I was anointing them with 3 crimson oil to make 30 chests lucky, and I was juicing them with Kiesel, Alk, Val to reach at least 75 item quantity. The strategy I used is the same. I was using Seismic and Chill Tower to slow down enemies with the Freeze Anoint. I was using the Meteor Tower with the Anoint to leave down the Burning Ground to deal damage. And this time I also used some Sentinel Tower near the pump because the Juggernaut mobs just ignore the Chill and Seismic Trap Tower. My build also helped a lot because I'm using Mage Skeletons, and with this strategy combined with my build, I had no problem whatsoever to run blighted maps. This is the result of 10 blighted maps. We got some valuable drops, for example tainted oil, which is very rare on blighted maps. We got a cold iron point, we got 1 golden oil and 3 silver oil, which is expected. Prism Guardian, we also got an enlighten, which Exilience Nest didn't pick it up for some reason. Regarding the total value, here we also have a lot of clear and sepia amber oil, which make up about 250 cows worth of stuff, but actually I don't think you will be able to sell them. So we should removing 250 cows from the net worth. The other oil, indigo, violet, azure, teal, those I think you are able to sell them in bulk. The main source of income are high tier and mid tier oils, raw currency, for example chaos and other small currency, stacked decks, and lucky drops. In total, removing the low tier oils, we made 1000 cows in 10 maps, which means 100 cows for each map, and we paid 15 cows for the map itself, and then around 5 cows worth of juicing, maybe 6 cows. So we made around 80 C profit for each map, and it takes around 10 minutes to run and loot a map, maybe a little bit less. So we can run 6 maps per hour, which means we are making 480 C per hour, which is around 3.1x per hour. Okay, before moving on with the blight on maps, let's say you don't want to go on TFT and sell the oil in bulk there. So let's remove also the mid-tier oils. We are only left with silver, golden, Polishing crimson and black oil, which sells a lot normally. You are still making 800 chaos profit, which is 80 C per map, which is 60 C profit for each map. So it's still a very good farming strategy. Let's move on with Blight on map. I was running tier 14 Bone Creep. It has the prison layout, so a lot of narrow points, which is ideal for Blight because many times you only get one lane with 5, 6 oil chests, and the layout is circular, so you don't really meet dead ends and you can clear everything pretty quickly. Other maps you can run are Toxic Sewer, Frozen Cabins, everything super narrow, so you force your Blight to spawn only one lane, and when there is only one lane, you are guaranteed to get Blight reward type, which is where most of our income comes from. I was also using 2 sextants, one to force blight and the other one to upgrade the tier of the oils. And I was using a Natal strategy to block everything but Mirror of Delirium and Harvest. For the sake of the video, I skipped completely Harvest because it takes a lot of time and it's hard to track how much currency you are making. Beside that, I wasn't using any fragment, so I picked up the node to increase the probability to get Harvest and Delirium in this case, and I was using the Zirin Erxar influence. And lastly, I was also using the Sentinels, the red and yellow one. Nothing too fancy, just to have some extra income. The cost of running these maps is lower because we have 3C for Bone Creep, and then we have around 2C for rolling them, so let's say 5C for the map. And then we have the Sextant, which is 4C for forcing the blight, so it's 1C per map, and then we have somewhere between 15 and 20C for the oil tier, which is, let's say, 4 5C for each map, so we have around 10 11C for each map. This is the result of 12 maps. Initially, I was expecting to clear 12 maps in 1.5 hours. I actually did it in 1 hour, so to compare things even with blighted maps, we have to multiply the result here for 1.5, which means the net worth is actually around 1100k. Let's look at the drops. So first of all, we got 1 golden oil and 2 silver oils, and in my opinion this was unlucky because comparing these to other farming session I did, I usually get more golden and silver oil than this. We got 1 lucky drop and a lot of blighted maps. Also, don't forget we have Mirror of Delirium, Sentinels, Altars, and that help to make up the difference between blight and blighted maps. And let's say we are not selling lower tier oils, we reach 1000 cows per 1.5 hour of farming, which is kinda the same of blighted maps. So even if we are making less profit per map, we are making about the same profit per hour. Also, by running maps like this, you go on with the Atlas progress and you get one invitation worth at least 1x every 28 maps. Right now, there are better strategies, for example, expedition, altar farming, sentinel farming. But if you don't like those strategies, or if you build it stronger on Blight, or if you just enjoy doing Blight better, I think those both are very good strategies. Uberblight, if you can handle Juiced Uberblight, I do think is around the same level of the strategies I mentioned earlier. And with the test I did the last few leagues, the return of investment of blight-ravaged maps is similar to the blighted maps, but in a larger scale. So instead of investing 20C, we can invest 50C and get 250 as a return instead of 100C. Maybe in the future I can make another video if they fix Arch-Nemesis mod or if my build gets strong enough to do Uberblight. Okay, let's recap a little bit everything. So TLDR of the video. With both strategy, you can make around 3x per hour if done correctly. I think Blight on maps is slightly better, but you have to interact with league mechanics which are not Blight. Also, you have to trade sextants, which can be annoying. But the good side is that you are getting blighted maps as a reward, and if you want to do a mixed strategy, blight on maps and blighted maps, you can self-sustain yourself a little bit better. On the other hand, blighted maps are easier and faster to run because you have to do less trades. Usually you only need crimson oil if you don't already have them. Usually when buying blighted maps, usually sellers have more copies, so you can have a decent amount of maps within few trades. There is one last thing worth to mention is that I was running tier 13 blighted maps. If you run tier 14 plus blighted maps, you are getting the chance to drop Uber Blight, which is not really selling well now, so it's not really worth that much, but it helps with the income of blighted maps eventually. Even though the tier 14 may cost a little bit more and are harder to come by. And that's it for the video. Right now I'm doing other farming strategies, I'm doing expedition and altar. Let me know down in the comment if you want me to test out some specific farming strategy and I will make a video about that. Thank you very much for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want more video like this, and remember, stay safe exile.